Liverpool handed Spurs their fourth defeat of the season as Jurgen Klopp's side continue to impress. Welcome to the Nutmeg on Guardian TV. My name is Solomon Fowowe, and an interesting guest joins us in the studio. Sports journalist Andrew Ibeh joins us. How's it going?
Everything is going fine.
Fantastic. It's glad to have you on the show today. Now, what did you think of that game that was last week, over the weekend rather, between Liverpool and Spurs?
Very, very interesting game, as in looking at going behind in the very first minutes of the game and then fighting back to win 2-1 showed true potentials of a team that is actually looking to win the title.
Exactly. That's where we're going to be starting up from, looking at the championship credentials of Liverpool, saying that it's the 9th game they've dropped just 2 points. Do you think they can get it right to the very end, seeing what they have proven, especially in that particular game against Spurs?
The title isn't won in October.
Exactly.
Or in November. You have to wait till May. But with what Jurgen Klopp's side have shown so far, they actually, it's looking like what they did, what they did last season as well. They deserve to win the title last season, but they had a better opposition in Manchester City. There was no way Manchester City could have lost it after going so well all through the season. So this time around, they've started well. They could continue. They continue like this up until April, May. Then we can start looking at celebrating a title for the first time since 1990.
Now to that game. Now we saw how it was pretty much a game of fine margins. Had Son Heung-min scored a particular effort that crashed against the crossbar, it would have been something entirely different. But we also saw Sergio Aurier make that mistake and bring down Mane in the box, which some people will say was a soft penalty or not. But on the balance of playing that particular game, we saw that Liverpool gave a whole lot more than the Spurs side. What would you say is the problem with the Spurs side, seeing that they got the first goal in the first minute, but they just couldn't find a way to hold that game or even go out with a victory?
A lot of things have been going wrong for Tottenham this season. As when a team starts changing formation match after match, game after game, it shows there is a problem. The manager is actually sort of like confused right now, doesn't know what kind of personnel, what kind of formation to use from game to game. The game before the Liverpool game, they played with 3 at the back. Against Liverpool, they reverted back to 4 at the back. Against Liverpool, their wing backs, nothing wrong with Aurier or Danny Rose, but they say the guys going forward, Eriksen and the Korean Son, they had problems coming back to actually help with the fullbacks.
Exactly.
And Liverpool capitalized on that, especially the fullbacks.
Yeah, Andrew Robertson and Trent
Alexander-Arnold, 2 of the best attacking fullbacks in the world. I can't say much about them defensively, but going forward, those guys are fantastic, and they capitalized on those errors from the Tottenham side, Eriksen and Son. If those 2 had been able to fall back, they were a bit narrow in the midfield, in the middle. Going back, if they were able to lend more support to the flanks, especially looking at the Liverpool left side, we had Mane attacking there. We had Robertson. Aurier can't handle those 2 on his own. He actually needed support, but that support was lacking. On the left side as well, Rose had that same problem. Salah, Alexander-Arnold. It was a tough day for the Liverpool side. They had a lot going for them, if not for the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Gazaniga was fantastic. 12 saves on that particular day. If not for the goalkeeper, Spurs would have lost that game woefully. As in, it would have been a result by now. We'll be talking about, hey, do we start looking for another manager or do we stick with Pochettino?
Not that you said that. Spurs are currently 11th on the log, and we see that with the way things are going, it seems as if this has no signs of letting down. Well, in the Champions League, they did well before this game, but we expected a whole lot more than what they're currently giving. And seeing that the Spurs sides are currently 11th, what do you think Pochettino should be doing differently?
It's easier to see it from the outside. I don't really know what they are doing on the training ground, but apparently there's something wrong. It could be a case of players lacking confidence. Yeah, the more games you win, the more confidence you grow. But he's just try and instill this belief back in this team. It's a good side. They have the personnel. They didn't really change players. They didn't change much over the summer. It's basically the same team that they've had for the last 2-3 seasons. They just need to gain back that belief. Once they gain back the belief, get on the field of play, play their game. Against Liverpool, after going in front, they sort of relaxed. They went back, hoping to catch Liverpool on the counter-attack. The moment Liverpool went ahead 2-1, you all saw what Spurs did. They came out on the attack, and Liverpool was now on the defensive. If they go into every game with that belief that, look, we can outplay anybody. I mean, this is a side that finished second in the Champions League. They just need to put that belief back in the personnel, in the playing personnel. Once that is done, Spurs can handle anything in the Premier League.
And talking about belief, we're going to switch over to the Liverpool side again now. Henderson, would you say he embodies that believing spirit in Liverpool? We saw how much that goal meant to him, that equalizer, and how important it was for that particular game, especially at the time in which it came. Because as you said earlier, Gazzaniga was playing out of his skin, was having a monster game, and it could have happened that this could affect Liverpool back. And you understand how competitive the Premier League is, seeing that last season it was just a point that separated Manchester City and Liverpool. How important was that goal by Jordan Henderson in that particular fixture?
Came at absolutely the right time. Son had just missed a chance that could have given Tottenham, that could have put Tottenham 2-0 ahead. Getting that equalizer at that point in time brought everything back in perspective for the Liverpool players. They realized, look, we can actually go ahead and beat this game. There is nobody that epitomizes this better than Henderson on the field of play. He was just like Gerrard used to be, Steven Gerrard used to be in the Liverpool team. Everything about Liverpool, belief, strength, willpower. That's what Henderson is. He isn't the most skillful player on the field. But what he lacks in skill and every other thing, he makes up for. Yeah, the mental ability is there. He's everywhere. You don't know if he's a box-to-box midfielder. You don't know whether he's a deep-lying playmaker. You don't know whether he's a wide playmaker. He's everywhere on the field of play right now. That freedom that Klopp gave him at the start of the season to go ahead, do anything you want to do on the field of play, that has brought an aspect of Henderson that we didn't know about until just recently. When you have someone like Fabinho, when you have someone like Wijnaldum, when you have other players like Milner,
Naby
Keita as backup in the midfield, that has brought out the best in Henderson. And going forward, he puts this belief in it. You need to see him when he's on the field of play. He gingers, let me use that word. He tries to get every other player. If you're not doing well, he talks to you. He knows how to talk to referees. He knows how to bring out the best in the team. It's like having a manager on the field of play. That's what having a Henderson. Probably that's why Klopp has him there. He's one of the most intelligent footballers you can think of. He didn't start showing that today. He started doing that way back when he was even playing for lesser teams like Sunderland. He has been showing all that, and it's all those traits that brought him to Liverpool, that made him an England regular, and hopefully the first Liverpool captain to
win the Premier League. Thank you so much for talking to us on the Nutmeg, sir.
You're very much welcome, Solomon.
Interesting thoughts there by Andrew Ibeh. And if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you should absolutely do that already. That's all we can serve you on the Nutmeg on Guardian TV. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Solomon Fowowe, and this has been the Nutmeg.